Okay, I don't
All
want to hijack your interview because
No.
okay, so
Sorry, I don't know when it cut off. So
are we recording?
But it is all good. Yeah, there's a little bit of a intermission there, but
That's okay.
we're back.
We are not on video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can make weird faces now. Everyone should be able to hear us all nicely, maybe speaking up. But I want to ask, this is kind of a fun question. And I'm not staying just by the questions. I'm kind of jumping around. But what was your biggest, this is not a deep question, but what was your biggest, oh my God, how am I here moment?
Oh, yeah.
Because those moments are so fun.
But do you feel like you're asking me like it's amazing I'm here, or
In a good way. In a good way.
or in a bad way.
Or in a bad
too.
way.
in a bad way?
Mom, what's some of yours? I'm interested in what some of yours are as well.
You tell me first, and then
Well-
I can relate to that.
I get them all the time.
Have you got one?
So one
Got
I
a
had
lot.
just was, it's very American and I can't get over it, but it was seeing Big Ben in London and standing on the bridge. I don't know what bridge it is, but looking at Big Ben. And this was early in our time in Europe, so I was everything.
We were fresh meat.
I was like, I'm in London looking at Big Ben, and it looks like all the pictures I've seen, and that was like a big...
Actually, it was under construction.
Was it?
Yeah,
I
the
don't know,
clock was
whatever.
covered.
I don't know. Let me have my moment.
No.
And so that was one where, how in the hell did I get here? And
Not because you were drunk last night and then you didn't come. Oh my God, I'm
Is that
here.
how you interpreted the question?
and then
Yes, almost.
the other one in a very positive note was being in Wadi Rum Desert.
Yeah.
And just being like, I could have been on Mars. And I was like, I literally am inside National Geographic magazine right now. I've had a few negative ones when I lost my wallet, sitting on a street in Ketchikamate crying, just going, how did I get here? I want to go home.
Oh.
But that was not really that dangerous. And maybe also, I haven't really had very many bad moments at all, to be honest with you, here. I felt very safe. There was, the one thing, I am not a panicky person. I don't worry about kidnappings. I don't worry about I do never worry about that. But when we were in Germany, there was a situation, just lack of communication, where for literally 2 or 3 seconds, I thought, oh my God, it's happened. Gage and Taya have been taken, and I have to go talk to this police officer. Because they went to the bathroom for like 30 minutes, and I was expecting them not to be. Whatever.
That's the worst feeling ever.
I have never had, and I thought to myself, I have to go approach that police officer and tell them I can't, my daughters are, because... So that was terrifying, but only for
crying.
Of course.
But only for this, and I don't do that often for that worry. So, but I want to hear yours.
That was similar. Like last year, we went to Lake Balaton. How funny is that? That was in Hungary with Jamie and the whole family. I went into a shop. Mark sat down on a bench outside of the shop, and then we talked. And Jamie had his moment, and then he stormed off and sat by. Like not so far, so we could see him. Then he sat down and sulked, and I sent Zoe over to him to talk to him. And I went into a shop, and I came out of the shop, and the kids weren't there. And then it was like I said to him, like, have you seen them? You know, did they come back? And you know, Jamie had a stomp or a fit. Zoe was just talking to him, but it was like a closed area, just only one road far away was by car. So instantly you think about somebody's taking them. But why would you take a 13 years old and a 16 years old?
And sulking.
And my son, he would bring it back in 5 minutes. In that mood. So, but we were properly panicking. And then what we were thinking, we always taught the kids to say, you know, if you get lost, go back to the car. When we get out of the car, we always say, this is the car, that's where we park. Please memorize the road.
Yes.
And then Mark went back to the car, and I was pasting up and down. It was like my
heart. It makes me want to.
I hated it.
Yeah.
And then we were keeping touch. The kids didn't have their phone on.
Oh.
Yes, and when we got separated,
Did they not?
Taya took my phone.
Okay, no, I didn't viciously
no, you
take
didn't.
it.
So Gage
I
and
just
Taya
had it.
all the phones with them, and I had no phone.
Oh, God.
So anyhow,
Oh.
and then
And did you approach at the end? What
I
did
didn't. What happened? I made one more walk around,
And you found
and I
them.
found, and then I just burst out crying.
I did the same.
Yeah, and
I walked back and I was like, I thought I
Yeah.
lost you.
and
Oh
the
my
funny
gosh.
thing is, we had just had a huge argument.
I know.
It was great timing.
Oh, I love you.
I know, right?
Anyhow,
So what are your oh my god, how am I here? And this one's
like how am I here?
like travel wise.
My first travel from London to Paris actually with my friend, and I haven't done anything like there was no internet to book a place there. You know, you buy your ticket at the train station because you know the tunnel goes under from London to Paris.
Yep.
You know, you go by a train, and then we didn't book anything, and it was really hard to find an accommodation, and then we finally found one in a rough area where we couldn't work it out how the lift works. You know, the escalator.
No.
Not escalator,
Elevator.
the elevator. I get confused.
The
with
lift.
those two.
No, the lift.
lift.
You're saying it right.
And we stepped into this tiny room, and I was like, oh my God, we could be murdered in here or anything. You know, nobody knows where we are.
yeah,
And the landlord was a dodgy person. It was
Of course.
so like, I don't know what to do. It was just one of those moments.
yeah.
I remember. And then also in Paris, Zoe was 6 weeks old.
Oh my gosh.
When we went to Paris. So I have this image. I have Zoe in my arm. And it was an April baby, so it was early May. And I have got a picture because we were developing pictures at that
Yes,
time.
Whoa, what
I
does that
remember.
16
mean?
years ago. I mean, you just developed. That's
I know, I
beautiful.
guess
Keep
so.
keep doing that. And then I remember, oh my God, how am I here with a 6 weeks old baby
Yeah.
on the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
is that like a picturesque moment?
Is that a good moment?
It was a good moment.
Good.
That's so nice. I would say one of mine for being picturesque moments was there was this moment in the Swiss Alps where we had gone up on a ski lift, looked around, and then we were with people on the way up, but on the way down we had our own like huge, very modern compartment
Cable car.
And there was a moment where we were sitting there, and then it felt like a roller coaster because it like whooshed forwards, and it was suddenly we were going from inside to outside in literally like eye level to the most beautiful Alps. It was really cool.
Wow.
It was stunning.
So you prefer nature to cities? You think that?
I think nature kicks my ass. Like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And I think cities. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, it is.
I think nature makes me feel like more like awestruck. But I appreciate cities for what they have to offer and walking and, you know, being modern and whatnot. I really like pedestrian walks in malls because it's like free, free accommodation.
On that note, would you rather see a beautiful painting in a museum or see in Paris a beautiful sunset from... So the nature...
The same,
yeah.
I don't know. Because I've seen many sunsets and sunrises actually in nature, and it always wows me. It's never the same.
It's never the
Never
same.
the same. But when I see a Gaudi or I've seen Mona Lisa, very disappointing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So, you see, when I see
It's
that...
small, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is small.
And she doesn't have eyebrows?
I don't know. You couldn't even go close. Do you know what was the other disappointing thing? Stonehenge.
Oh, really?
Because I wanted to walk through
the stones.
I wanted to be in the spirit.
You wanted
And
to
it
be
was
an
all-
Outlander.
No. Oh,
and you had to.
Was a good story.
You had to stand. It's a
Okay.
Whoa! Wait! I like your stories.
No, we took the bus with my friend, my girlfriend, my friend from London, and we were in a state when we got there. So I especially wanted to go closer, a little bit closer. Don't push it, Maria. Oh, just a little bit closer. And it was corridor, it was a corridor.
You wanted to go pet the stones.
Yes. As I said, I wanted to
give them a kiss.
You know, I was born on the 21st of June, and I heard about...
you are?
I am,
Yes,
yeah.
the summer solstice.
That's right,
Yes.
all three of us are Geminis.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, two-faced women.
Yeah. We actually all hate each other.
I know, but look at us.
I love you.
So I wanted to, you know, I heard that Stonehenge has got that spiritual things on that day.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Were you there
The
on the
longest-
solstice?
And I was there.
And you couldn't touch him.
No.
That would have pissed me off,
Yeah,
too.
so that was, I hated that moment, but I loved that moment, so it was mixed.
Got it.
So, what was the question again?
About the wow.
Oh, about the nature.
Like
so
nature
I've
wow
seen-
or inside wow?
And we were trekking, you know, I did a lot of tour, I generally speaking, I don't like walking without an aim, right? So when Mark says, oh, let's do the trekking with our friends, I always try to persuade myself saying, this is an aim, we are talking and walking with our friends.
Okay.
I don't like walking like if I haven't got a destination or a purpose
like
at the
wandering.
end.
Oh boy.
I don't like walking, but with friends, that's the purpose, obviously.
Got
So
it.
I do like the nature walk, but I found it useless.
Yeah.
In a way, I get tired at the end, and I
Yes.
can't party anymore.
That's really interesting. In Markham, in Virginia, where I grew up, there's like a lot of hikes and beautiful places to go.
And you like doing that?
Yeah, I do. With
You do?
friends, with good
Not with
people,
the
with
family.
good company.
Not with them.
Yeah.
Not when we tried to
Yeah.
Anything with the family.
Yeah, it's a Draper saying of how much we hate hikes together because we
I
would get
ruined it.
in the biggest arguments.
We're gonna like this, damn
But
it.
I have to say, I think it's same in every family. I never met a family that they're perfect together.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly normal.
It is. It is.
Yeah, so
Hikes hold a special place in my heart now.
so I don't know. I do like cities for the city.
Yeah.
You know, for the city perspectives, when I do like nature walks, but I probably prefer the cities.
Yeah.
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 Well, there's more to look at. So you mentioned that you had your picturesque moment with Zoe as a 6-week-old under the Eiffel Tower.
With your husband.
What tips would you give to people traveling with kids?
Oh,
because that
God.
to me sounds like the scariest.
Oh, Zoe was the easiest one.
Oh,
you
right,
know?
easiest baby.
Yes. Which one was your easiest one to travel with?
That
Me?
one.
You?
She will pee
No, I'm just kidding.
anywhere.
I did pee in the Wadi Rum Desert.
That's my favorite. One of my favorite things about Taya, that we could be driving on a massive, one of the most massive highways in the U.S. Pull over, not even an exit. Pull over on the shoulder. She'll pee. And you were definitely my easiest. Yeah, go ahead.
But also, you're like, I'm the only kid you've really traveled with a lot.
Well, we did a lot of travel in the U.S. A lot of driving.
Yeah, okay.
And, but anyhow, this is Maria.
My advice to anybody who travels with young kids is take as much Nurofen with you.
What's that?
Nurofen is like a sleeping pill.
Oh my god.
And lots of gin tea for yourself to bear the pain. I don't know, but when I was traveling with 2 kids from Singapore to back home, and I did that for 4 years, every year once a year on my own. On my own, and then you had to change flights with Jamie being Jamie, lovely, obviously, and Zoe being a toddler, not toddler, probably like a 4, 6 years old, young. You just had to be prepared and know your child, their limitation, and do the booking. Once Mark did one booking when it was like 1 hour in between 2.
Yeah, that's scary.
2 airport things, and then you got like 7 hours journey break up 1 hour, and then you have 1 hour with 2 kids. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's really
so make the connections long enough.
Oh no, it was really not nice and stressful. But I always gave my kids sleep on the airplane.
Oh, that's nice.
That's good.
And I can sleep as well. So you have to know your kids.
I cannot sleep.
And you have to travel according to their personality.
Yeah.
And then take lots of biscuits and toys and coloring books and all this entertainment. But now you just take the phone.
Oh yeah,
That's all.
give them a Wi-Fi router.
You don't need anything else, unfortunately.
Interesting.
In a way. But I used to have like cars for Jamie and lots of other stuff for Zoe.
And I guess with that, we touched on it earlier and you've brought it up throughout our conversation, but what was in general your experience living abroad with 2 young kids? You said you almost felt like it cracked your hard Hungarian.
Yeah, well,
That's interesting.
Yes, the beginning bit was hard because I didn't know anyone. I think it makes you to step out of your comfort zone and be extra friendly, which I always was. Because I lived in London before for 10 years, and then I made friends, not just only my Hungarian friends. And I have to say I got more other people as a friend than Hungarian nationality, Hungarian people. So it just made you more open-minded and more
willing
to do anything just to be accepted.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And do you regret, you said you wouldn't go back to Singapore, do you regret the time you spent there?
I never regret anything in my past.
That's amazing.
I think it was always a purpose why it happened and when it happened in my life. Who I met there was building my
music with Maria.
Exactly. That I would never say it was crap, because it wasn't. I wouldn't be here if that didn't happen.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, of course.
Something I wanted to ask you about this. You've referenced a few times this hard Hungarian. Here I am, this hard Hungarian woman, and is this because you grew up very poor? Is this because Hungary is a tough... what is that? Where do you see that hardness coming from?
I think it's because I got it from my family.
Got it. Okay.
Because my mom always said, just be careful and be cautious and then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be careful and cautious and the last one in the line.
Yeah.
And it just made me the opposite.
Got it. Okay. And you could did you feel though going out when you traveled to Europe from the first time leaving Hungary, you're like, look, I survived a childhood in for Hungary.
Yeah, I can do anything.
Exactly. I butcher pigs on the weekend. Literally, you're telling me about how you butcher the pigs with your mother and all the different parts. Please, I could handle London. What does London have to offer?
Exactly.
Did you feel that way?
I felt like I can take on the world.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a nice feeling.
That must be a nice feeling.
Maria, and I know we'll wrap up soon, but as a 14-year-old, I'm curious, what advice would you give 14-year-old Maria Bloom?
For myself.
For you. Not necessarily 14-year-olds, but for you.
When I was 14. Be bold, be brave, and don't care about what other people say.
Yeah. I think that's a really important message. I think especially...
Just do it your way and be happy with that.
That's awesome.
No matter, you do it wrong or right, it's right and wrong from your perspective, not others.
You're so wise.
No, it's not why I think I'm old,
No.
But that's what I really... And it's hard, even as a 40-something years old. I have 32. To tell myself over and over again, don't worry if people judge you, that's their thing. I am judged by myself,
Yeah.
I have to make the judgment.
It's... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
go
off.
ahead.
But there's this idea that I think we've talked about where it's other people judging you. Like, you get to look at that however you want. Like, you can look at it as, oh, they're projecting their insecurities.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can, maybe you're struggling with judging yourself, and so then you're projecting on them or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good, very good.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, what I wanted to ask you, though, is your first experience of the Drapers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm curious.
And also, but your experience of Americans.
Please be brutally.
First experience, like, very happy and bubbly people.
Americans?
I like that. No, you.
Oh, yes, okay.
You too. Happy, bubbly, easy to talk to, and it always puts me in an easy position. It's like, good, I don't have to struggle this year.
Yeah.
Because I have had experience.
Yeah.
But I never really struggled. It wasn't my side. It was just like I have to step back, then I step back.
Yeah.
But with you, I didn't have to step back. I can be myself. You know, I like helping people, and I thought it will be easy for you.
Yes, you
to serve you.
You're... Because we're just contact
I'm
people.
at your service, you know.
Oh my gosh.
No, the drape. I thought it will be easy task. So it's not. It actually didn't cross my mind. It's a task.
Yeah.
Because I thought you're gonna be easy.
That's nice.
Did we become
lively.
So you realized how much work we are.
No, it's.
I try not to. I tried in the beginning not to use you too much because I didn't want to overwhelm you. But I hope now. What time is it?
Yeah. It's almost time to wrap up.
Okay.
So, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Hey, will you come back again? Maybe go on a weekend trip with
I
us?
want to shout out my husband's name. Can you interview him, because he would be so good at those questions?
Yeah. We'd love to have
Yes,
him.
I'd love to have him. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, like put him up as tribute.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, thank you, Maria, so much.
Yeah.
And something we've done in the past on our podcast is shout someone out that will never listen to it.
I just passed that task to you. I don't know.
Just pass it to us.
Yeah,
I mean, we can always think of something. Someone who's not gonna listen. Mom? What's something positive that's happened to you in this past week that you'd like to remember?
There's a probably really obvious answer that I'm missing.
No.
I'm trying to think.
Yesterday I ordered my coffee in Hungarian.
Ooh.
And it went okay, and the barista was like,
"Oh,
I see you."
Lady or man or
Lady, thank God.
The coffee lady.
But she was, I was like, I ordered, and she was like, she smiled, and she was like, again, and then she was like, for here or takeaway? And she said it in English, and I was like, for here.
That's always happens.
But she was really kind, so that's probably my shout out.
Mm-hmm.
And she will definitely never listen to this.
Well, the gym where we go, the owner, I struggle with being very worried that he doesn't like me or he doesn't like Americans. He's a very gruff.
You have to get over that. You know?
Yes. And
because it's a small town, and you just have to come to terms with small town mentality.
Yes.
And also the kids saying, you know, oh, it's just so American. Because I say it all the time. I mean, Mark says it all the time. You know, it's just so American. It's not always negative.
I know, and I'm sensitive to that. So but the good news is I use Google Translate to talk to him when I need to like pay for a membership and I made him laugh. And because he has a little dog, and I said, your dog makes me smile. Thank you for sharing your dog. And that made me feel good that he had a nice laugh. So that was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, make sure, thank you for listening, to all of our people for listening. You can also check out our YouTube. We have many vlogs and videos of the places we've traveled. Thank you so much for listening. This was so much fun. This is honestly just another day with Maria. We get into these wonderful conversations.
Yeah, this is just like hanging out with Maria.
We just tapped a button this time. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Come
My
back
pleasure.
again. Yay.
Yeah. All right.
I feel privileged.
Good. But you're just my contact person.